Good afternoon. Welcome to the August 19th, 2024 Board of Works and Public Safety. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by me. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
who remain standing for invocation.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you today. Good to be with you. Jeremiah 33:3 says, "Call unto me, and I will answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things which you do not know." Well, that's the benefit of having a relationship with God. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, first of all, I give you praise for who you are and ask your blessings to fill this room. You set those present, as well as many others, on this path of being a city employee, because you know they can bring positivity and growth. You've shown us what it means to serve others. Today I thank you for those who you have called to lead and serve. Remind each one that they are important to the task at hand. One is not greater than the other, but together form a vital part of the equation. Lord, it's not easy to work in a place where so much is expected, when the resources to succeed are not always put into place. So today I ask you to provide those resources so that these on this board are able to take care of those they are called to serve. Help them support one another as you bring joy to their workplace. Give each one a refreshing sense of hope that has been lost through years of stress and shortcomings. Please show us favor in the works we do with your will for the governing affairs today. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome everyone. Please make sure your ringers are off. We'll begin with roll call.
Becky Gibson.
Here.
Dinah Phillips.
Present.
Jim Barrett.
Okay, everyone has the minutes from the August 5th, 2023 regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections?
I move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Let's move on down to new business. We're going to start with Luke Nobby, looking for a bucket drive on October 26th and November 9th. Come on up.
Luke Nobby, for Connersville High School cheer team, I'd like to request the dates of October 26th and November 9th for the bucket drive.
Do you know if you want all three locations?
I think they do.
And do you know what time you want to do them?
They didn't
9 to
tell.
1, 10 to 2?
I would say both. I'm not sure.
We'll just go ahead and approve 9 to 3, and then that
Okay,
way.
that sounds good.
Get with Jeremy Williams back here. I did that last time. Wilson back here, and he will get with you all your safety apparatus you need to wear and everything for the intersections.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait, need a motion?
Nope, I'm
I'll make
sorry.
a motion.
Need a motion to approve the bucket drive on October 26th and November 9th.
So I made the motion.
Have a motion? Second. And a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you much, sir.
Thank you.
Move on down to the next item. It's Alderson Commercial Group requesting permission to close 2400 Western Avenue on August 26th through September 9th. Sir.
Mayor Frank and other members, I'm Jeremy Rydell with Alderson Commercial Group. We are requesting a closure on Western Avenue. The 8/26 date is no longer going to hold. That was kind of predicated on us being able to attend the August 7th meeting, or August 5th meeting, which we weren't, so that date is going to end up being in mid-September, and we did not set a date in stone with our contractors yet because we wanted to hear from the board, and so we're looking for a 14-day shutdown starting second or third week of September at this point.
So 9/9 is the second week, 9/16 is the third week.
Yeah, 9/16 would be the tentative.
And you said for 2 weeks
Yes.
through the week of 9/30?
Correct.
And is this just at the intersection of the 2400 block?
No, it extends for about 500 feet north of that, so it's a closure there, and I have some maps that we have drawn, a conceptual map of the detour that's been closed on that.
through a copy, but I have multiple here.
I have another if you guys want to, but effectively from 30th Street, which we want to set the detour up at 29th, so we're not interfering with the State Road intersection there at 30th. Detouring all traffic, 1 block east, and then down from 29th to 24th, and then they can come back over. So at the intersection of 29th and Western, we would have barricades indicating that there's a road closure ahead, but local businesses and traffic would still be able to come through and proceed south on Western. Once they get to the actual project site, which is on the corner of Western and 24th where the blue square is, that would be barricaded off and closed while we make the utility connections that are underneath of the road. So the red arrows indicate detour signage that would be up. When I spoke with Mayor Frank about it earlier, he had requested that to the north at the intersection of Western and 30th, and to the south at the intersection of 3rd and Grant, that we put additional signage there saying no trucks to kind of keep the traffic out of those tight corners and spaces that they might happen upon because of the closure. I'd like to be able to tell you, and I personally am planning, that this closure would not take the full 2 weeks, but I want to plan for the worst and aim for the best.
So the section of 24th and Western is gonna be open to get back onto Western South?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. 24th Street will remain open.
Remain
Yes.
open, okay.
So the barricades closing would be prevent north traffic from there.
Right, gotcha.
That's why I wanted to put the no trucks,
Yeah.
or trucks just must follow truck route, one of the two, because they can't make that turn. That's the only turn they can't make.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, and we don't want trucks on residential streets like that anyway, so
No.
they'll never make those turns. So that's why I was like, we gotta have something to the trucks that must follow truck route.
I said personally, I don't see a problem with it. You know, you make a problem there for Pizza King, which the businesses there will be able
Well, they
to,
can
people
get.
still get to
yeah,
them.
back
So
up.
it shouldn't be.
Their lot actually passes through also over to
Right.
Iowa. I thought I would mention, I mean, I've driven this route many times and trying to consider impacts. I know that there's, I believe it's an elementary school on Iowa. And during the morning or pickup drop off or anything like that, I don't know if that would create
That's kind of-
backups there. I mean, Western's pretty busy.
I think mainly the backup or the drop off from Grandview is
On Grand.
on Grand.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
mostly-
okay.
The buses
Mostly
come,
on
yeah,
Grand.
buses come in the
Well,
back.
Okay.
Well, it's on Iowa too. It's back in the back, but I don't think it has that much to do with Western.
All right, so they've got a connector there that
Yeah.
handles that
Yes.
kind of traffic. Because we could, as a secondary measure, had moved this over all the way to Grand, but I didn't know if that.
I guess my only thing is just since we're not sure what week, is just making sure that people have enough time in advance notice to know.
Well, that was another reason why we didn't set this in stone, because we weren't gonna know what was gonna be required from the city standpoint on business notification and things like that. So
Yeah, all the
if there's some
business-
consideration needs to be taken there, then, I mean,
It'd be nice if we can go ahead and get signs up now saying road closure possibly 9:16 to 9:30.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm Ryan Romans with Alderson also. Just a question, if we have any delays due to weather or something like that to where we can't close as soon, is there any changes that we need to make?
I'll just, if you put on or after such date on your sign, which is typically what to do. And then another thing is, I'll get you with John, and as soon as you get ready to put this out, he can blast it out on social media, on the webpage, on everything. But businesses do need notification, there's no question about that.
so we put the signage up that says on or after 9/16, then we would notify,
The mayor's office, and he can get it to John.
okay.
I'm actually I'm gonna create this ad in advance, so, it'll publicize when we get closer, but I just need to know the exact dates and,
Do you have a
Like 1
business
week
card that he
ahead.
can have your
sure,
email
yeah,
address?
I would just get hold of you. Do.
Okay. It's our site superintendent, I'm director of field operations, so he's the one that'll be managing day-to-day during this closure and before and after. So we will get that signage in place. You want that at 30th in Western or at 29th in Western?
30th.
Up at the, okay. And
Well, you
then
also want to.
on the south,
On
coming
the
north,
south,
you
both.
want it all the way down at 3rd and Grand?
Yeah, because
Or
trucks
closer.
need to know they won't be able to get through there after this date.
You need something at 29th too, probably because of the turn there.
Well, they'll have their barricades up,
Yeah.
but the signs warning it's gonna be closed needs to be on 30th Street.
Yeah,
I even think the one with no trucks or trucks must follow truck route needs to be further back than 30th Street, so they're not in the straight lane, they need to be in the turn lane.
Further
You got a-
west on,
You got a southbound truck coming down State Road 1, they need to be able to know that that road's gonna be closed before they get off on the straight lane, so it'll be before 30th Street.
north of.
yeah, that's where I have it placed it,
Okay.
yeah. North of 30th for the no truck sign.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then all the way south at 3rd and Grand, so
Yeah.
they'll know. And then, so same location for the road closed on or after? Or do we want to get that a little more closer to the
I think-
actual closure?
I think they both need to be there.
Okay. So, 30th and Western and 3rd and Grand. I will, I'll get those up just as soon as possible.
That's
We're
fine.
working with Road Safe, so they're a regional contractor that does this sort of thing, so we kind of lean on them for NDOT requirements and things like that, make sure that we're not just holding the cardboard sign up. So,
Still need a motion.
Yeah, anybody have any more questions?
I'll make a motion we approve the
I'll second.
request.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Luke, if you don't want to stay, you don't have to.
Do I need to know the streets?
Get with Jeremy,
Okay.
he'll work with you. So you don't need to stay. Okay,
Are we okay?
you can leave, yes, sir. Next item, Sydney Toshwell called me again this year asking about the parade route for homecoming. She can't be here obviously because she's teaching, so I told her I'd take care of it. They're going to make a change this year. They're going to start, I think they're going to be starting at St. Gabriel's parking lot, and they're going to use 9th Street as well. But they want to come down 9th Street, it'll be on September 20th, starting at 3:45 to 4:45. They're going to come down 9th Street to Central, come down Central, and they're going to end it right here in the parking lot, in our parking lot to courthouse. So it's a much shorter parade route, not as much time, but we just want to get that on approval. It's on a Friday night. I'm assuming they'll just leave here and go straight to the high school for their final parade there at the high school, be my guess. But we just need to make sure we can get the parade route on September 20th from 3:45 to 4:45. And you got a map there, I gave you a map.
Motion to approve the mayor's request.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. On the next item, we have resolutions 2024-04 transfer. Rosemary?
Resolution 2024-04 is a transfer within the first aid department, moving $4,000 from gasoline to minor equipment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Move on down to department matters. Mr. Wilson?
How you guys doing today?
Good.
Good, how are you?
The update on the wastewater treatment plant with the Headworks, they have started to do their bypass pumping for the new plant to tie in to the existing plant, so we're getting really close to the plant going live and running through its testing procedures to make sure everything's going smoothly on that end. The water treatment plant, we started, I'm not sure exactly when, but we started out with 6,500 plus customers for a lead line inventory survey that's required by the state. As of this past Friday, we were down to 1,600, and we're looking to be at under 1,000 maybe by the end of Friday or mid next week. That's, like I said, something required by the state for the lead line service. They're starting to get away from lead lines, so eventually somewhere down the road, just an update and FYI, we will be speaking more about replacing services that may possibly be lead related. And any construction that goes on from here on out, like the water project that we'll be looking into with Commonwealth. They will have to renew any service in that site area if they have lead or potential lead. But when we get closer to that, I'll speak more about the in-depth of that. Our service building, we'll be meeting the contractors. We had spoke about the North Gray Road lift station revamp. That's going to be starting to move forward. This week we'll be in touch with contractors. The street department, we have initiated a quarterly emergency inspection. So this will ensure that every 3 months, either the EMS, the fire, police, somebody's vehicle will be inspected bumper to bumper to make sure if there's anything that might happen out on the road, we can try and prevent ahead of time. So that way we can get these vehicles in on rotation, and it's the department heads have been advised on it as well, and their role in this is critical so that we can get these vehicles to the street department and get them checked out bumper to bumper. We did have a resignation happen last Friday from the street department. Alex McFall resigned. He did it with professionalism and transparency, so it was a very professional exit. Hate to see him go, but in that I will be asking permission to hire to fill his position, as well as the one we lost from the Parks Department. We had to wait, I believe, 60 days is what it was to fill his position for the contract. With the street department and the kind of the hiring and the retention problem that we're having, I'm gonna request your guys' permission to hire as the need is for the time being. And then once things get back up to normal, manpower, come back for the, permission to continue to hire. But as of right now, we're hiring, they're leaving, or we're losing people to a different job. So to try and keep manpower up and steady, I would like, with your guys' permission, to just hire as needed right now until we can get back to an appropriate manpower.
So you're looking for 2 positions right now?
2 positions right now, yeah, and we had a part-time start for down where we kind of need her. Barb Cox was put on today. She had an interview with me, and she'll start tomorrow for part-time. She just came from the Parks Department. I think she'll be a good fit.
So I need a motion to approve the 2 positions.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I want to clarify something.
Yeah.
In other words, you're okay to hire these 2 people.
Yeah.
Now, you were saying earlier you want to hire.
Yeah, because what's happening is we get these people to hire them, and then they find out kind of there's a certain part in the contract that they don't tend to like when they do get hired, so then we lose them, and I would have to wait that much longer to rehire a person, to come in and ask for permission. So I'm just asking to just hire as the need is up until we get fully staffed. If I get 2 people on that we've got approved here today, the hope is that they stay, and I should be pretty good. But I have my doubts just from past scenarios where they haven't stayed.
But you will keep us surprised at each meeting as to.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Just asking for more of your faith, to trust in me if I need them.
So you don't have the gaps.
Yes. The transfer station, the scale was fixed. While the system scale was there fixing it, they found out the issue was something had chewed through the wires underneath the scale, so we're going to look into getting somebody to come and put the wires into some conduit to keep the varmints from chewing through the wires. Having said that, while they was there, they also noticed that it's possible that the scale is sinking where it's at, the platform where it's at, and it's the weight that's been sitting there for so long, so they had to shim the scale up so that way the scale's accurate. So I'll have to look into a full-time fix on that, just kind of get your guys' approval for a nod to look into the cost of what that might be, and I'll get you guys some quotes going forward. But just kind of wanted to put it on the radar and make a dialogue of it, so that way when if something does happen sooner than later, you guys are aware.
Yeah, we need to know what it's gonna take to fix that.
Yeah. Back to the Headworks project. I know we started this back in, I think, 2022 is when the Headworks started to, just the construction to start and all that. And in these big projects, I think all of you are aware that sometimes things happen outside the unknown. And I have an unknown that has happened, and I just found out about late last week. In the contract for Dugan and Myers, the asphalt that they dug out was supposed to be replaced, so that we would be left with a nice, drive in front of the administration building. Well, through replacing pipes and installing pipes and doing their excavation, they found out that underneath the asphalt there is only dirt. So there's no aggregate, there's no stone base underneath the asphalt. So that raises an issue that in their contract, they're only liable to put back what they took out. So option A is they put asphalt on top of dirt, and we're gonna have a horrible looking driveway in the next 3 to 4 years probably. Or we have to go a different route where they while they're there, go ahead and spend roughly $30,000 for a stone aggregate in front of the administration building to have a professionally done driveway. It's my recommendation that we approve this due to the fact that everything underneath of there is new or newer, and we won't have to dig that up for years to come. So there shouldn't be any reason we have to dig up a new driveway. If we don't do it, then there's a possibility with equipment coming through there that driveway will start to hump just because it has no stone base.
Do you have a quote?
I do not yet. This came late last week. Their Strand is going to be working together to get, we had a meeting, I think Thursday, to start looking at how much this is going to cost. I have a rough estimate of $30,000 is all I have right now. So I'm just asking for approval to move forward with a work change directive to have Dugan and Myers while they're there to add an aggregate, a stone base before they.
How far does that go around to where the new fences, new gates going in?
I think this particular area is probably, I'd hate to put a number on it, I don't know. It's from where it's at, if they're right there on the east side of the building in front of the current wastewater plant, I mean, it'd be around the loop and going to the west. But if they're meaning I don't think they mean the Headworks, I think they mean our admin building there, so.
Right, that parking area. But I didn't know how far back, I know it's gonna go around the parking to where they come in, but I just didn't know how far back it went to the new building.
For not having any aggregate,
Right.
I don't know. I think they're just talking about where they've been working currently.
Where they've been working currently.
Yeah. Maybe they've already, and I can find that out, maybe they've already thought of for the aggregate base on that side. This, I think, was all assumed that there was probably stone underneath that asphalt. And they're finding out that there's not.
Alright. And they're gonna report when they're gonna get that back to us? Did they say?
I think we may have something on our next Headworks meeting, which I believe is next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
But I can see if I can expedite things today and get a number pretty quickly, and I can email or get back with you on it.
And we're still sitting on plenty of contingency money.
We are, and that's another thing I wanted to say is we, fortunately enough, we was about $1 million ahead on the project. There are some other things that will be coming out, but we'll still be financially ahead on the project, even with this needing this stone aggregate. We'll still be ahead, so that'll be a plus. It's unfortunate, but to spend $20 million and then to not do it right would be the more unfortunate event here, so.
When you get a lot of heavy trucks coming on that drive, 'cause that's where they dump.
Yep.
The septic trucks go through there and dump in there, and then the trucks, that whole sludge will be looping around there if I remember right. So
Yep.
we gotta make sure we got a good base under that.
Yeah, I agree.
We just have enough in contingencies, it's not gonna cost us more outside of what we budgeted to do.
We will
so.
not be over budget due to this.
So you need a permission to,
I don't have the exact number, so this is more of a letting you guys know that this is coming down the pipeline. And they're working up a work change directive now. Strand is already in the process of working it up, I just don't have it yet. But the rough number is 30,000.
Well, I think it's something that has to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And let's make sure I'm in on that next meeting.
Yep.
I know I missed the last one. I had double meetings scheduled, but
Yeah.
I have some ideas on that.
There's a SRF loan, the signatory authorization resolution. Did you guys get this in your packet? I can make copies of it. This is just
It's in there.
to give me permission, like Brad had permission to make, have ownership over the SRF and to be a signatory on authorizing the loan through the loan program. Okay.
So you need a motion for that to
Yeah, to be approved to be put on.
make a motion to approve this request.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, now, the next thing is an amendment to the agreement. Did you guys get this in your packet as well?
Yes.
From Westler?
When you sign it, you need to have somebody attest your signature, because this could be John's signature.
Okay.
And I need the original, not a copy, I need the original.
Okay. So this is a amendment for the MS4 for Westlers to redo our ordinances. They haven't been done since 2004. We went on, signed a contract with them to have them update them to meet the standards manual and renew the requirements. So the revisions of the ordinance and standards manual took more time and effort than originally thought. So we had used up the budget, therefore to finish the new revisions and the quality control of the documents, we received a new contract amendment from Westlers not to exceed $6,500. So I'm just asking permission to go ahead with this approval so that we can finish the manual for the MS4 from Westlers. It was originally $15,000 and they're requesting not to exceed $6,500, which would bring it to $21,500. This is something that we have to have done for our pre and post construction standards and IDDE permits.
I move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
The only other thing that I have today is, we spoke at the last meeting about Adam Stone's involvement with the utilities. This will help our office immensely, in my opinion, to catch back up. We had the software change and other things that had happened that kind of got us behind. I think Adam and his team will do a great job for us. Having said that, I think Adam is available for questioning. Adam, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, Jeremy. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. So if you guys have any questions about what that looks like, it is $180,000 for the year. It'll bring on Adam, and is that 5 people on your team? So himself and 5 people. This will there'll be so many different options and trainings for our office that will help us in the future. But if you guys have any questions, Adam is here. Adam, will give a brief?
Yeah, I just want to say, from our side, we're ready and to get to work. It's a pretty big lift, and which, shown by the size of the team we're bringing to it. But I think we've had really good conversations with Jeremy and staff, and are ready to get to work, and appreciate the opportunity.
You want to explain the process and everything on why we're doing this and what the expected outcome looks like?
Yeah, Yeah, so for me, I would say, starting with the expected outcome, I think the biggest thing is making sure that the actual financial review process is at a position where it's both caught up and then it's trained. I think so the training and the staff development is going to be really key. So step one for us is really just actually working with staff one-on-one to kind of build out those individual training plans. And then while we're doing that, we're going to be really point guarding and steering the day-to-day financial kind of responsibilities of all the different aspects. So there's a fair amount that needs to be caught up, but we're going to be doing that in parallel to some of the teaching exercises as well. So happy to bring periodic updates to this group as necessary. Otherwise, we'll be working very closely with Jeremy and staff, on a day-to-day basis to make sure these things get addressed.
Okay, the goal is to, Adam's expertise, everyone knows his expertise, is to get caught up on what we're behind on and then to train going forward is the ultimate goal with this. His team's very good at this. He's very good at training, simplifying stuff. The accounting is not easy by any means, especially government accounting. So it'd be good having his team come in to really train the whole utilities to take over is the goal of this.
Yeah, this will, I think, all the employees over there will definitely come out ahead on this. I know from just being at other places that Adam's growing in popularity, and I think it'd be a good time to use him while we can before he gets so busy that he's not going to be able to provide this amount of help for the utilities. And the great thing is, all these girls, local, keep it in-house, and Adam's doing a great job, and I find it very, professional of him to be able to give us this kind of training, knowing that we will scale back a little bit. Most places I don't even think would even probably give us the opportunity to do something like that, so I really have a lot of respect for Adam and his team.
Any questions?
No, well, you need a motion to approve.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the amount of I don't see the contract.
I'll get it to you. Adam, do you have a?
Jeremy, we've got to have this stuff before the meeting, not to talk about it and then
Sure.
sign it later. We've
Okay.
got to have it so we can review it.
And I have that, so I'll get it emailed to you.
So I think we
So
need to
if you wanna-
review it and then we'll approve it at the next meeting.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you all very much. Have a
Appreciate
nice
you guys.
day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Chief Bolos.
Good afternoon. First item, the last Board of Works meeting, I was requesting permission to replace one of our vehicles. You guys have the quotes this time around in front of you.
Yes, sir.
We obtained 3 quotes, and John Jones, who we purchased before, still comes out the cheapest, and I do have them in stock. The other 2 places also had them in stock, but they were more money. We did request one from Reedman's, and they're unable to get any police pursuit vehicles. I'm asking again permission to go ahead and replace that vehicle with no cost to the city. It's a insurance check.
But you got the deductible.
What's that?
You have to pay the deductible.
Okay, fine.
So total of $37,892.
No,
For the-
36,000.
Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong one. John Jones, $36,443. What was I looking at?
Yeah.
I'll report.
I think the total amount of the check covered that price too. It's more than 36.
Not for sure.
So we just need permission to approve purchasing this vehicle.
Motion to approve the chief's request.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Is that for, I apologize, I don't have a copy of the,
That's all you had on this. That's all you had on this,
Did you have something else?
no,
your reports.
as
No, we're not, we're on
Let me do
department
Scott, then
items.
we'll come back to you.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
Okay, Chief Jones.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I would like to ask permission to sell our 1992 International Pumper. It's our old engine 4. It's currently being stored at the city garage. The intent was to keep it around in case we needed a reserve truck. We haven't used it at all. It's doesn't have equipment on it. We would have to transfer a bunch of equipment if we did need it, but fortunately, if we have a truck down for maintenance, we have enough trucks in service that we're able to shuffle them around. So I think for keeping this, truck, we don't really need to keep it. So I think it would be a good idea to sell it. And I think the city garage would like to get it out of their way also. So I would like permission to sell it. There's several different sites that I could list it on that I think is going to get more attention than just waiting until a city auction. I think if you list it on a site specific for fire apparatus, you're probably going to get more attention. Even though it is an older truck, you're still going to have a better chance of probably getting more money out of it. So.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Go ahead and do your reports.
Okay. Monthly report, excuse me, for the fire department for July. Begin with the overtime. We had a total overtime of $4,306.81. The manpower shortage portion of that was $2,461.09. And the FLSA, or the scheduled overtime portion of that was $1,845.72. Moving on down to fuel usage, we did use some more fuel last month, 501 gallons of fuel, total cost of $1,825.28. Below that, you'll see our incidents, total incidents. We had 186. 43 of those were fire-related incidents, 138 EMS-related, and we had a total of 5 auto accidents. Next, you'll see our training hours. We had a total of 53 and a half total instructed hours of training, 6 of those hours EMS training, and 47 and a half fire-related training. We had a total of 11 inspections for the month, and had a total of 26 and a half hours of fire investigation. And that's all I have for my report. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Bullows.
All right, starting out with the monthlies for July. Our overtime is still fairly high. I'm 2 officers down still currently. Other factors were personal days, vacations. July is big for that. Moving on down to our fuel. We had just over 1,800 gallons of fuel used for the month of July. Any questions on those? All right, as far as our incidents goes, we've had some thefts out of our motor vehicles. It's been up here in the last couple of months. So really, I just want to remind people that keep your vehicles locked and don't keep valuable, even if it's locked, valuables inside the vehicle. We're having an uptick of cars getting broke into. Also, the vehicles are getting stolen. We're having an uprising of the vehicle itself getting stolen too. So probably a total of about 15 through the county in the last month or so. So our detectives, combined with the sheriff's department detectives, did a pretty good investigation. A lot of nights out. They spent many hours with surveillance and following up with reports of stolen vehicles. And they happened to make 3 arrests on those. Eventually, they found probably 8, 9 cases of our stolen vehicles involve these 3 individuals. Since then, we haven't had any reported vehicle theft, so we're still staying on that issue because it was in such an upright between getting broke into and the vehicle itself getting stolen in the last month or 2. So we're staying on top of that. They did a great job spending all those times overnight and following up and making those arrests. So. On medical calls, we responded to 33 ambulance and medical assist calls. Our accidents have gone way down. Last month, we had 41 accidents, and this month we have a total of 11. So, any questions on those? All right, training hours, we had 196 hours of training. K-9 had 34 of those. Out of 18 drug incidents, K-9's indicated on 6 of those and located 12 grams of marijuana, 44 grams of heroin, fentanyl, and 43 grams of meth, just from the K-9 detections. Our detectives, they took in 32 cases and closed 22 of them. They also closed out 3 ICAC cases last month. As far as our drug intakes, last month, let's see, we've had marijuana, we took in 23 grams, heroin, fentanyl, 80 grams, meth, 103 grams, pills, 44, where 31 of them were fentanyl pills. Needles, we located 37 needles, 9 items of paraphernalia, and confiscated 3 guns. And out of those 18 drug-related cases, 17 individuals were arrested in those. I'm also asking permission to advertise for accepting applications. We're planning on holding a physical and written portion of testing sometime at the end of September. We don't have an exact date of when we'll hold those testing, but I'm just asking permission to accept applications and hold our testing process. And that's just to generate a hiring list. We're not hiring off of that. So.
I think it's a good idea. I'll make a motion we approve the chief's request.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Last couple of things. As far as events through the community, we participated in 2 community events. Also, just for your information, we had one of our officers graduate last Friday from ILEA. So he's back. We're going to do an FTO program with him for a couple of weeks before we put him on the street. And that being said, we have another one that'll be back in the academy starting next Monday. So, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wolf.
Good afternoon, Board.
Aye.
The ordinance office report for July 2024. In the month of July, I conducted 112 ordinance violations. 36 of those were related to grass and weeds, 20 related to expired plates, abandoned vehicles, or demolition derby cars, 18 accumulation of trash and rubbish, 15 interior furnitures outside of the home, 4 yard exceptions, 3 dilapidated buildings, 2 dangerous buildings, 2 relating to parking position, 2 operations of a scrapyard without a license. I'm partnering and working directly with those guys to get the exterior of their facilities cleaned up. And it has been turned over to the Indiana State Licensing Department to see that they get properly licensed again. 2 safety hazards relating to fiber optic lines that were old lines, it turns out, that were left dangling in between poles, and they eventually came down on the ground onto the property, but we were able to get those removed. And 1 relating to mosquitoes in an unused pool that is retaining water at an apartment complex. 1 transient merchant, 1 ordinance amendment that was submitted for removal of a handicap parking sign. There are new owners to the home where the sign was originally placed, and they have requested to have that sign removed so that they can park there again. 1 property line dispute relating to a dilapidated fence. I worked with that particular citizen and took them online and was able to utilize area planning submission online complaint form, and area planning is handling that one. 1 relating to trees and shrubs obstructing visibility. 1 ordinance issue was called in outside of city limits, so I referred them to their appropriate county commissioner. 1 civil matter regarding tree trimming in between property lines that had no impact on the city streets or alleyways, so there's nothing I can assist with in that one. And 1 general public information request. First impression areas, State Road 1 and 44 have both been completed, and I'm continuing to focus on abandoned houses, dilapidated homes, and I'm actually contacting code enforcement officers around the state to find out exactly what they are doing to combat the same issues within their cities, so that we can try to take the best of each and then put a plan together that will have great positive impacts for our community. Any questions?
Good job, good
Yes,
report.
yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson.
Okay, so I have here in front of me, as Rosemary requested, the Stone municipal contract. So this can be for you guys to review. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yep. You're welcome. Some of these didn't print out very well, so if you get one that's kind of fuzzy, that's my printer.
Oh, sir.
Looks like it cut off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you gonna do your monthly reports?
I already did. I did it all in the one.
Oh, we'll take this under review. We'll have to get back with the next
All right.
meeting.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jeremy.
Director Housley.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
For the month of July, we had 8 hours, 14 minutes of media production. That's going to greatly increase here shortly. 7 hours, 24 minutes of original production. For YouTube analytics, we had 5,301 views with 557 hours of watch time, 3,638 subscribers. Top content for the month last month was school board, fair parade, and city council on July 1st. The city Facebook impressions for last month, 33,600 with 5,755 followers. So we're doing really well with reaching the community, I think. Just an update on the live streaming law. We're working to get that up and going. Pretty much everything in the city is fine. The county is doing very well. I'm still waiting on a few others. I held a training session last week
for any of the boards that wanted to, get clarification on how to do minutes, agendas, things like that. And I had several show up, several that did not, but at least there are people that are paying attention and getting ready for it, so that's encouraging. And if any of them still have any questions, I gave them my number, they can always contact me and I'll help them any way I can. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Harden.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just have a copy of my July 2024 report. So we had a total of 339 calls for service, which puts us year-to-date at 2370. You can see what we had at that time last year, so we're 132 over what we were last year. So staying very, very busy. Still full staff, but height of vacation season, back to school season, fair season, so there's still have a lot of vacancies to fill and a lot of overtime and part-time picking up shifts. So you can see fuel usage and the fuel tax that was rebate that was submitted. For the fair, we had 138 staff hours covering both the general fair and the special track events. Had 8 patient contacts, 3 transports. We did have severe weather coming in one night, and we with getting people evacuated from that. So that was a first. We hadn't done that before, and we did have someone come up to us with a lost child. So we were able to get PD down there, and between all of them, they were able to figure out where he belonged. So. We had Stryker Medical in. They brought 2 techs for an entire day and did PMs and services on all of our Stryker equipment, which includes stair chairs, cots, load systems, cardiac monitors, the Lucas CPR devices. There's a lot of equipment that falls under that. So that was really good. We did find one kind of a major problem on one of the load systems. Luckily, it had not caused problems yet. But it was very, very capable of causing problems, so that was all repaired and replaced under the contract that we have with them for the preventative maintenance. I do not know what that would cost, but I would guess that alone would have been several $1,000s. But because we have that maintenance agreement with them, it didn't cost us a dime. So we also got probably, I would say, $3,000 to $4,000 worth of replacement batteries. If the batteries are over a certain number of years old, they will swap them out. Their batteries are not cheap, and that all, once again, falls under that service agreement. So, I try to follow up with the truck that was damaged about every 2 weeks. I know not a lot's going to change in 1 week. So I talked to him 2 weeks ago tomorrow. The damage on the box has been repaired. They moved it to the remount center. And the remount center was actually kind of waiting for it because they had a kind of a hole in their pipeline, so they were wanting to get it in there and get it moving through. So that makes me happy that they were wanting it. They were not like, don't bring it to us, we're not ready. They were actually ready for it. So, and we did receive a check from the insurance, and you can see the amount there. So at this point, basically, we're done with the insurance and the costs are on us. So, but we did get that money from them. So, does anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't think Marla's here. I think, Miss Williams, you out there today? That's right, okay.
How are you guys? Hello.
Okay, so this summer, we've experienced an increase in vandalism at the Parks Department. Some incidents are repeated breakages of windows at Industrial Park. And then the Storybook Walk at Nickel Plate Trail, we opted to not replace the plexiglass because of ongoing damage. River's Edge concession stand suffered multiple broken windows, a bent concession window, and some windows left open in the restrooms. In response to these issues, Marla has gotten several quotes for installing cameras at Roberts Park. And then Given the frequency and severity of the vandalism, we're looking at other ways to protect the facilities in the future by placing cameras and then reporting the issues. We would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our sponsors for their support this summer. Our sponsorships for Summer Discovery for their last day events were very much appreciated so that this could contribute to their success. We had a get-together gathering for the July Parks Appreciation Month, and we had numerous sponsors. We had Pizza King that donated our dinner, Kona Ice, which donated desserts, the Eye Care Center, Wings, a couple other places. They donated prizes and stuff for us to give to our staff. We want to give a special thanks to Combs Custom Flooring for remodeling the floors in the administration building. They look really, really good. Floyd & Sons cleaned the carpet in the banquet hall. And we're very grateful for all the support that we've received. Horse Barn 1 was painted by one of our seasonal workers. She really did a great job. The barn's looking great, and we have stalls for rent. The HELP grant. Marla's been working with HWC on the Office Park project. Plans are underway to design the park, and we've received bids for the project that I do not have with me. The Hunger Skate Park is working on a design for the new skate park at Roberts Park. She will share more information once she's received the plans. The Lilly Gift Grant, we're working with the foundation and HWC. We received funding for phase 1 of the grant, and we're in the application process for phase 2. If we receive this grant, we hope to add walking trails and an inclusion park at Roberts Park, and we are gathering information for the grant and holding stakeholder meetings in the community. Girls basketball registration, they're open currently. Flyers were sent home to all the elementary students last week, and registrations can be done online or at the park office until September 20th. We want to address the recent increase in sports registration fees and clarify the reasoning behind our adjustments. These were approved back in February. The fees are necessary to cover the various costs associated with sports, which includes 11 different sports. These expenses encompass the salary of our sports director, our insurance coverage, our custodian hours, referee fees, field and court preparation, office staff responsibilities, and the production and distribution of flyers at the 8 local elementary schools. We do purchase t-shirts and medals for each player and maintain the equipment and the facilities, which includes mowing. While we're fortunate to receive a lot of sponsorships, this does not fully cover all of our costs. And we appreciate the understanding and support that we get, and we're grateful for the participation in our programs. So today, Marla is attending a planning meeting for Indiana Parks and Recreation Conference. We are accepting reservations for the light displays for the December drive-through lights at Roberts Park. We're accepting reservations for our First Responders Trunk or Treat event. Community Day of Sharing is October 2nd, and you can register to volunteer at the Parks Department. Living Well, Aging Well classes, which is for the 50 and up. They'll begin in September. We will have our calendars online on our Parks app and at the Miller Building. So Living Well, Aging Well will start September 2nd. Girls basketball is open until September 20th. The Community Day of Sharing is October 2nd. Our Renaissance Fair is October 10th. Our First Responders Trunk or Treat is October 29th. And Illuminate the Park is in December. You guys have any questions?
I'll just comment, thank you for the report. I spend quite a bit of time like walking. I want to say thanks to the workers, because I've noticed all summer, they've done an outstanding job with the grass, and it looks nice. Thank you.
I spend a lot of time there as well, and
They do a great
yes,
job.
it's a beautiful job.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Move on down to old business. I do want to make mention, We took the bid openings last week for Office Park. They're still under review. HWC is working with the individual contractors, trying to get some more clarification on expenses. So we do not have anything to announce on that yet. Anybody have any other old business? Miscellaneous business? Claims.
Claims for August 19th, 2024. City is $190,206.88. Payroll, $544,419.83. Utilities, $189,864.55.
Motion to approve claims.
So moved.
Motion is second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to public forum. No one out there? Take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Have a good afternoon.